大家好，欢迎来到我的小博客。Hi guys, welcome and welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the 6 most common mistakes we make as foreign language learners when we speak Chinese. Mistake number 1, using háishi, which is translated as or, in affirmative sentences. In English, and I bet most other languages that you guys speak, when we ask a question, do we take a taxi or ride the subway? And when we say the affirmative sentences, we take a taxi or ride the subway. We use one and the same or. But in Chinese, these are going to be 2 different or. For the question, we use 还是我们打车还是坐地铁 And for affirmative sentences, we use 或者我们打车或者坐地铁 So this is a very common mistake, and I think simply because 还是 is usually introduced earlier in Chinese language textbooks than 或者 is usually introduced much later. So probably for this reason we tend to overuse 还是 and forget about 或者 completely. Somehow in our mind there is this mental link that or is 还是 and we use that in affirmative sentences as well. But even if we know this, it still takes a little bit of effort, extra effort to do this self-check. Am I using 还是 or am I using 或者? Okay, our mistake number 2, using 和 to connect verbal phrases or clauses in a complex sentence. Again, in English, when we connect nouns and pronouns, for example, my friends and I, and when we connect verbs, for example, I got up, had breakfast and went to school, we use one and the same conjunction and. In Chinese it doesn't work this way, and 和, which is usually translated as and, is only used for nouns and pronouns. 我和朋友老板喜欢咖啡和茶今天和明天都可以吗 But the same 和 cannot be used to link verbs, verbal phrases and clauses in a longer sentence, and there we can use several conjunctions depending on the meaning. In the example of getting up, having breakfast and going to school, we are dealing with a sequence of actions. So we can use conjunction 然后 which means then. 我起床吃早饭然后去学校 To link verbs and verbal phrases of equal importance, as in the example, I like to sing and dance, we can use 也我喜欢唱歌也喜欢跳舞 And to link phrases that give additional information, we can use 还有 For example, you should rest more and also take more walks. 你要多休息还有要多散步 Mistake number 3 has to do with word order, that is, using adverbs after verbs. As a general rule, adverbs in Chinese normally come before the verb. 你最近没有上课，你没事吧? You haven't attended classes recently, are you okay? So in English, recently goes after the verb. In Chinese, 最近 goes before 没有. They only have one child. 他们只有一个孩子. Even though only one child refers to like only one, yeah, 只 still goes before the verb. 他们只有一个孩子 and not 他们有只一个孩子 That would be a wrong sentence. Let's go to Beijing together. 让我们一起去北京 Again, the adverb comes before the verb. Together go to Beijing. Mistake number 4, translating how many as duōshao and forgetting that 几 can also mean how many, but for numbers under 10. Somehow by default, when we need to translate how many, we immediately think of duōshao. Because this word comes very early in our textbooks, we learn it probably at our 2nd or 3rd Chinese class, and then it sticks, and in real conversation we miss out 几 completely. So I am sure most of you know the rule. 多少 is used for questions where the answer is expected to be a bigger number, and 几 is used for questions where the answer is expected to be a small number under 10, like 1, 2, 3, several. For example, 你要几个苹果? How many apples do you want? The answer is most likely gonna be something like 2, 3, 4. Mistake number 5, using direct object after so-called 离合词 or separable words. What are these 离合词? As the word suggests, these are the words that can be split, that can be separated to insert some other words in between. These are normally double character words which have the meaning of verbs and are usually translated into English as verbs, but structurally they consist of a verbal character and a noun character. So they kind of have a direct object already built into the word. The most common examples of 离合词 are 吃饭, to eat, or literally to eat food, 睡觉, to sleep asleep, 跳舞, to dance a dance, 抽烟, to smoke tobacco. There are lots of nuances about how to use such words. If you are curious about this topic, please let me know in the comments below. But the most common thing about these words, the most common mistake about using these words is to put another direct object after them. So it is wrong to say 我要见面他. I want to meet him, I want to see him, because 见面 is a 离合词. It has 见, a verb, and 面, a noun. So you can't put another direct object after it. You can't put 他 after it. So instead, we can say 我要见他. 我要见他一次面. Or 我要跟他见面. A little trick here. If the second character of a double character verb reminds you of a noun, or maybe you know a noun that has this character in it. For example, in the verb to dance, you have 跳舞 and you have 舞, which is part of a noun, 舞蹈, a dance. So when this happens, there is a high chance that you're dealing with a 离合词, and maybe you want to check it in the dictionary and see how this word is used, how this verb is used, because most likely this verb is not used transitively, is not used with a direct object. Another very common 离合词, which also generates lots of mistakes, is 毕业, to graduate. So we can't say 毕业大学 because 毕业 already has 业 in it, already has a nominative part in it. So we can only say 从大学毕业, or in most cases we don't even need 从, we can say 大学毕业. And mistake number 6, using 都 before the noun. Sometimes when learners translate from their languages and when they say something like I like all Chinese dishes, they can say 我喜欢都中国菜. This would be wrong. So depending on the grammatical function, the word all should be translated into Chinese either as 所有的 when it is a pronoun, when it is used before the noun, all people, all dishes, it's going to be 所有的. 都 is an adverb and it is used only before the verb. To fix that Chinese dish example, I like all Chinese dishes, we either need to use 所有的, 我喜欢所有的中国菜, or we need to restructure that sentence into a topic comment structure. 中国菜我都喜欢. There is a whole video about the topic comment structure up here, and I would really appreciate it if you liked or commented this video, if you think it was useful. And I'll see you next time. 谢谢大家耐心观看，下次再见，拜拜。